Certainly, what happened today that it might lead to a great desire of Hamas to move forward in executing the first phase. We've already arrived in the fifth batch, and later on, 183 Palestinian prisoners will be released. And it seems, in fact, that the desire from Hamas to move forward to execute the deal. But the dilemma is at Tel Aviv is going to implement by sending and their envoy to Al Doha, and I doubt it. As Netanyahu's desire not to hinder the execution of the second and the third phases, as he has a plan and to prolong the first phase instead of waiting for the second and the third by requesting the exiting the Hamas in the first phase, or is going to hinder the negotiations. And to respond to these Israelis' commitment with full rejections, and we should wait upon the return of Netanyahu, as Netanyahu's his desire is to release the whole captives and go back to the war. And others, members of the far-wing right in the Israeli government. Hence, it will be in a big dilemma, as particularly Netanyahu is returning back of a basket of gift from Trump, and he wishes to hinder the negotiation to make things and matters are more complicated.
Now, as we approach the second phase of the negotiations, what are the main obstacles to implementing it?
Going to be in a very difficult phase. We will be facing great obstacles in implementing this phase, and Netanyahu's already implicitly already talked about it. Particularly through his talks negotiations with the Likud party. These negotiations may Hamas present and a big list of the senior personalities such as Marwan al-Barghouti and of the great weight in the Israeli prisoners. Netanyahu, before the pressures of the far wing might be avoid to respond to Hamas demands. And I think that the pressure of the far wing will play a great role to make Netanyahu to abide within hard conditions. And I think the second and the third phases will be very difficult, and it's going to come out and to find a light without any pressure from the United States, as said by Wittkov, to put the pressure on Israel to move forward for the second and the third phases.
Speaking of the United States, and you've mentioned Netanyahu's visit to Washington and his relationship with Trump, how might this visit influence the exchange deal?
The weight of the U.S. involvement in the region is good and constructive, but this matter wouldn't be related to the deal exchange or the exchange deal that only, but you need to focus to promote the Trump's proposals of displace the Palestinian that is confronted by a strong rejection by Egypt, the Palestinians, the whole Arabs, the international community, with the exception of Israel and the USA. So the US should continue to, in light of the Arab and the Egyptian stance in this matter, will be facing great difficulties in to be implemented, and then Netanyahu will resort to be reluctant to execute the political settlement regarding the deal, or even the two-state solutions, or to pave the way for the peace process in the upcoming period. So the matter is going to be difficult as there is some sort of inaction in the Israeli scenes. In addition to the strong Arab stance in Egypt and Saudi Arabia regarding the normalization to Israeli part, unless we should face a great response by Egypt, indicating that the remarks of the Israeli elements to the displacement of the Palestinian people. So,
Now, sir, sorry for cutting in, but I have to ask you about a recent statement by Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. He said that his country is ready to resume war against Hamas. What are the chances of this, and how do you foresee?
very much expected. Summeric is pressuring Ben Gvir says that he won't go back to the coalition unless the deal will be halted and an Israeli occupation of Gaza. And I think Netanyahu will be respond to the far-wing exploitation due to the pressure of Ben Gvir and to practice pressures on Hamas and creating pretexts of Hamas and the Palestinians in order to resume the military aggressions against Gaza, which is a great expectation about it, as his main purpose is to maintain his coalition to avoid the accountability of the financial corruption that he's going to face.